I already knew women had issues and that they needed to be helped, but I realized how deep the problem really is. I realized, like, let's say this is where women need to go, and this is the absolute bottom that a woman can be at. I thought that women might have been right here. I thought they might have been right here and they just needed some help to get here.
Oh
But
man.
after that, I realized that women down here, instead of me thinking they were here, needing to go here, I see that they're here
Lord
instead.
have mercy.
That they're worse than what I had originally thought.
Wow. I'm gonna go back to that. I'm gonna go back to that. I thought that was hilarious. I've been praying for that sister. I saw her on a debate with Tim Ross on Harley Initiated, and she was not speaking no sense. She wasn't saying anything worth listening to, and I could not listen to her. But this interview, you can tell that sister had a change of heart, had a wake up call, and we're gonna go into more detail about her experience. I might have to do a part 2 of this because this interview was too good to be true.
A lot of self-awareness and how I've taken my message, because I've got a little comedic edge. I find a way to show women themselves in a way that not many people can get women to admit that they are wrong. I have a way of getting women to admit, damn, I'm a terrible person, right? I've gotten women to see how terrible they are as friends, as relationship partners. Women are terrible relationship partners, right? But, you know, for me, it's about the truth. This is not me taking sides, because I believe that the world is in shambles. I believe that the communities are jacked up. I believe that, and all of this has to do with human behavior and how the sexes relate to each other and how the sexes relate to the planet. So it's not all on men. Men have their things that's wrong with them.
For sure.
I spoke about that.
But the question I was going to say is that with men, right, I feel like as a man, we're held accountable at almost every turn, right? Your mama holds you accountable. Your friends hold you accountable. Everybody kind of holds you accountable. Do you see the same type of path for women?
No. No. I think women are allowed to be, they're allowed to be delusional. They're allowed to not be disciplined. See, give you an example. If a boy child is crying and a girl child is crying, if he fell and she fell, they're going to look at him and be like, boys don't cry, this, that, and the other one. And they'll just look at her. That's what girls do. They're just emotional. Let them cry. Let them do this. Well, that's bad, because as girls grow older, they never know how to control and govern their emotions. They're allowed to allow any emotion, anger, frustration, sadness, depression, no matter what, they're allowed to express it however they want to express it. I've also come to the conclusion that, well, let me back up, because everybody knows that I date women.
Right.
And when it comes to me speaking about relationship dynamics, a lot of the rebuttals always say, well, lesbian relationships have so much more violence. They only say that because they're thinking about a relationship where a man might be putting his hands on a woman. They're not including the other side of the equation, where women are putting their hands on men and men are not calling the cops.
True.
Yeah. Women are very violent. A woman will put her hands on a man. She will hit him, spit in his face, call him all kinds of names, and everything is totally fine. Women are allowed to do this.
Yes.
And nobody should say anything about it. Now, these women they will be in these relationships and they will hit a man, and they will take that same behavior and they'll take it to a lesbian relationship.
Okay. This sister is spitting so much facts. I can't even compose myself. She's exposing so much truth about women. Trendsetter said, as a woman, I've learned that I am delusional and expect the world to revolve around my feelings and what I want. And I think that's most of us. As she stated, this is what is conditioned into women. A woman, a little girl falls and you go pat her up. A little boy falls, you tell him get up. Now, if you're a parent with any kind of sense and you recognize that boys and girls are different but should be to some degree trained up the same with the same resilience, then you're going to do the same to both. Girl, get up. Girl, wipe yourself off and get up. Get up, boy, get up. Whatever. You want them to both be strong and be able to comfort themselves. And she just says so much powerful stuff. This and for me, that gave me some clarity because I do, and I have heard that a lot of lesbian relationships are abusive, which we know that it's abuse in heterosexual and homosexual relationships. But just as she mentioned, is not necessarily coming from the masculine partner in a lesbian relationship, right? It's from the women that she was whooping on the dudes. So she go to a lesbian relationship and want to whoop on the woman. And Lord have mercy. Jesus. And like she said, women are violent. And I've heard several stories of women by their own testimony of their own account that they throw in stuff and have rage outbursts and stuff. And she's absolutely correct. She said no lie here. And that's the thing. And just like I told my son, I had to tell my son, if you dealing with a woman that's abusive, you better call the police. Don't put your hands on that woman. Leave the house and call the police. Men absolutely should be taught to protect themselves, but that's a whole other conversation. But she's absolutely correct. So many women, by their own account, never mind what you done heard, this is what they telling on their own self, that we are delusional and selfish, and because this is how we're trained up, that find a man that's going to take care of you. Men's supposed to take care of you. And she says some other very important things later on, but it's a sad truth about women. She states some other stuff. I didn't mark the time, but she says that women expect men to be their slaves. And I believe this is an issue on both sides, actually. I don't think this is just a women issue. She's specifically talking about women, but I'm realizing that the issue isn't just one gender, one sex or the other. It's both parties want to control each other, but nobody has control of self. They want to control you, but they have no control of self. Yeah, the issue is neither party is controlling themselves. Everybody want to control the other person. You have men want to control the woman, and the woman want to control the man, and nobody is controlling themselves. Everybody's out of control. It's a sad truth in relationships.